I'm live, by the way. Now, you're going to have to give me 1 second because I ain't fully prepared for this yet. I'm still doing a bunch of tinkering up here. All right, you forgive me. I gotta get my go-go juice going on. Gasoline. What I'm drinking these days, gasoline. Gotta keep the good fuel in the tank. This live, I hope, is not gonna be long. I'm really my stomach growled. There's constantly just more and more that's overwhelming. Or it's not overwhelming, but it's almost just hard to believe. It's almost hard to believe. But at the same time, I don't believe anything is impossible. And I'm starting to understand that some of the stuff that I've been wanting to get on here and say and been wanting to write down, and even some of the stuff that I did write down to begin with when I had my experience the first time, there is a reason why all of it made sense to me. But when everyone else read it, hardly nothing made sense to them. There is a damn good reason for that. And I'm starting to understand why some of the things I say are hard to understand. And people just, they're not understanding. I understand that. And there's a good reason for it. And all I can say, if it's not your time, it's not your time. There's a lot of things that I believe that I know to be real. I know they exist. I know they're real. But there's a lot of other things. Say, for instance, you look back through human history on this planet. There's been things that have been theorized by individuals. They go their entire life with it just being a theory, which means there's nothing to actually prove that it's real. It's just a theory. It could be possible, but at this moment, it doesn't exist. It's just a theory. They go their entire life trying to prove it. Then they die, right? Some of them, a lot of times, some of them die. Then it could be a few years, could be a decade, could be a century after their death. It gets proven to be real. It's no longer a theory, it's fact. It gets wrote in our science books, studied by astrophysicists. These things, hello. These things are real, right? There's a reason I believe what I believe. And there's a reason why a lot of the things I say, when I say them to somebody, you're not going to believe them. There's a reason for that. Or, say, for instance, this map right here. I know you can't see it real good because of that light. But this map, for instance, has a lot of things on this map that this is actual real coastline. This is a real map. You can look it up. But there's a lot of things on this map that don't make sense. But including one of the reasons why this map is a big deal was the very bottom of this map down here depicted Antarctica before we ever discovered it. And apparently this map was traced from an older map that we no longer have. This map I have over here on the wall. Why is this map a big deal? This map, the date on it is right here, 1531. But why is this map a big deal? Because of this right here. That was Antarctica. Apparently before we discovered it. That's just some of the things. Okay, here, maybe I can show you this on this map too. Oh, I'm in the mic. I don't know if you can see it, but do you see right here? If you look this map up and you look those up, why would you put something like that people say don't exist, but why would you put it on a map with everything else on here that's supposed to be fact? It's supposed to be factual, an actual trace of a world map. This is a world map. Why would you put that on there? Maybe because there's a lot of things that's been kept from us. That these elites or higher powers, whatever you want to say, kept from us. Could you imagine that? And there's a lot of the reasons why that I'm fixing to not talk so much about certain things and not write certain things down so much, because I realized how powerful I am and what I am means. You say, I am powerful. I am wealthy. I am tall. Or I am sick. I am poor. You create that. If you think you're sick, you get sick. If you think you're healthy, then you become healthy. If you think you're wealthy, then you become wealthy. But some people don't understand that. They don't understand. I'm just talking, right? Well, then it doesn't make sense to me how people can read books like this. How you can read books like this. How you can read the Holy Bibles, whether it be the Ethiopian Holy Bible, whether it be the King James Holy Bible. It doesn't matter what book it is. You can read these books. But you're just reading them. You're not doing anything that these books tell you to do. And it's not that they're telling you to do it. These books are telling you that's who you are. People don't realize that though. And I'm saying this, and a lot of people are, yeah, I hear you, I understand. No, you don't understand. But that's okay. I gotta stay. Excuse me. Something I realized about time. To me, time don't exist. The only reason time is existing to me right now is because I'm physically experiencing it. But once I'm outside this physical, I can go anywhere I want to. And in that sense of things, if I keep that sense of things in my mind, and I know that I never die, how do I bring that to right here? How do I bring that into physical reality? If I know I never die, but the physical body experiences death, but I am I am a creator of reality. I create everything around me. Then how do I bring everything that I know into reality? I am. I'm bringing it all with me. You will experience what I bring with me throughout time. But to me, it has already happened. I know that don't make sense to you. And that's okay. I can't necessarily say a whole bunch about everything. And there's a reason for that. Because of the multiverse and you choosing to go left or right. You still have a choice. Free will. So guess what? If I had a pencil sitting right here and I said that this pencil was green, but you haven't seen the pencil yet, you still choose in your mind to make what color the pencil is. I know this doesn't make sense to you, but if I hold the pencil up and say this pencil is yellow, you no longer have a choice. You've seen it. You've seen the color. Do you see what I'm saying now? Probably not. I know. Sometimes the way I speak it doesn't make a sense. Sometimes it don't even gonna make a sense to me, man. But I speak it anyway. If I say too much what I'm going to bring to reality, but you haven't seen it yet, you still can choose to leave it or take it. That's the reason that it doesn't happen. If you see it before I tell you about it, then you've created it with your reality. If you've created it in your reality, but everything I see, I'm creating anyways. And I know past, present, and future. Didn't I say that it was going to be done? I know this is hard to believe and it doesn't make sense. And a lot of you are looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. A lot of you might not understand what I'm saying. If you not, has anybody not watched the news lately? What did I say when my experience first happened? If you go back and look back almost 3 years now from when my experience first happened, I said a great change was coming. Right? A great change is coming. Oh, buddy, is it coming? But the whole thing is, the more and more I say of how it is and what is going to happen, the more and more of you can say, no, we don't want that. Go the other way. But what if I told you the multiverse? You know, there's multiple Earths. Say there's 10 of them right here. And on each one little minute detail changes each time. Well, that's the multiverse. I know it is the reincarnation cycle. As you die here, you go to one of them other Earths to learn your lesson, to remember what I am trying to do right now. And that's gasoline stinks. This is a theory. Like I said, it's only a theory. It's only a theory right now because it's not proven to be fact. What if I told you different universes in the multiverse are merging? What if I told you different universes in the multiverse are colliding? Certain ones are starting to bleed into other ones. What if I told you some of the stuff that's in the Bible that's talked about will happen again or will be a coming again is right around the corner? All I can tell you right now is no matter what happens, it's not always going to be good. There are going to be things that terrify you. But if I can give you any piece of advice, it would be this. No matter what you see, what you hear, do not be afraid. Do not fear it. Even if you're about to die and you know it, you know that you're about to die. Do not be afraid. You can't be. You're going to have to love it and make peace with it. That's how you're going to evolve. That's how you're going to get to where you remember things. If you fear death, it's because you can't remember. But once you eventually grow to love death, you get to move beyond death. You get to live from birth till death to the afterlife and rebirth. You get to physically live it in a physical body, spiritually connected to everything, projecting it from your spiritual through your physical into reality. I can't say too much more, but that's going to be it for this life. I know it wasn't that long, but this wasn't going to be a long one. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to see a lot of things before you die. Excuse me. But just remember this. If you're not afraid to die, and you don't actually believe that you're going to die, when this physical body dies and you make peace with this death and you love it, and you go into the multiverse, and you do become conscious in another form, you'll remember. You'll remember me talking to you. You can do it. And I know this is just a theory right now. A lot of people probably haven't said these things before. Why am I saying these things? Because I know nothing is impossible. I know what's outside. Because it lives inside me. I love you. Good night.